All the people that want to come together, we heard Patty Sheehan say, we know you all want to come together, but please know all the resources throughout town are stretched to the limit. So as much as we appreciate it, we do want to give law enforcement the best opportunity that they can. I want to introduce Congressman John Mica, kind enough to spend a few moments with us today. And Congressman, first off, your reaction to the horrible events from last night. When we say someone's on the radar list, are these red flags? Some guy hey, get the FBI on the phone. We got a guy here who's training with assault rifles. Not only that, but he's training on how to reload quickly. This guy's good at this. News conference with a lot of confirmation here. Maybe not a lot of new information, but a lot of confirmation of information that we had already suspected. Namely, that the suspect had been being watched by the FBI since 2013, Omar Mateen, confirming the name, the FBI now. Watched him first in 2013. In 2014, thought that he might have ties to a suspected suicide bomber, but declared that it was an inconclusive connection, so they let him go. Not on any watch list a week ago when he bought those firearms.
Correct.
Daryl, let me ask you, because we've all been out to scenes like this. We covered the Casey Anthony, the George Zimmerman. We've all stood outside of a house and watched as people bring things out. You mentioned it's a lot of computers and so forth, but as they're bringing it out, is it as though it's in a crime scene? Is it in bags? Is it in boxes? Are they treating it as though they need to dust for fingerprints? How is all this evidence starting to come out?
Fairly shortly.
Now, what the president is saying right now, we don't know yet. We won't know until we turn the sound around for you. But a few days ago, the president was not shy about talking about gun control. And our Senator, Bill Nelson, talked about gun control today in a bill that he is proposing as we speak. And our Stephen Houck is at the Amway Center. He was there for the president's arrival, and he got a chance to speak with Senator Nelson. Stephen?
Bob, Sonny.
You know, Tom, it should be noted that at this point, the president actually was supposed to be on the campaign trail with Hillary Clinton at this point, because it was just a week or so ago that he endorsed her for her run for the presidency, and they were supposed to, I think Green Bay was supposed to be their first campaign stop together, and all of the events that transpired over the week. So for the advance team to get all of this done, first they're in Green Bay getting things cleared out there, and then all of a sudden they have to switch gears and head on down here to Orlando. They're ahead of the game at least a day ahead of time with the president's schedule. These changes in schedule don't sit well. Operations are back to normal at Turkey's biggest airport just one day after 3 suicide bombers kill 41 people and injure scores of others outside of a security checkpoint. As travelers come and go through the airport, eyewitnesses to the terror give us some insight into the horror of the attack. Here's Fox's John Huddy. New tonight at 11, they never saw him coming. 3 elderly victims end up face to face with a gun and a man who wanted their money. Tonight, we are hearing from one of the victims who's 99. Here's Fox's Aaron Mesmer.
Love will keep us together.
In the 1970s, the Captain and Tennille were as hot on TV as they were on the charts. But behind the music, it was a sad world for Toni Tennille, who now calls Central Florida home. She was kind enough to spend an afternoon with me talking about her new memoir, where she opens up about her life behind the lyrics for the first time.
I have a big window in there. I can see everything. It's the best reality show on TV.
If they were to look out their windows right now, her neighbors would probably think, why is the news guy talking to Toni? To them, she's Toni. To the rest of the world, she's Toni Tennille, and her songs were the soundtrack of their lives.
Captain and Tennille.
Thank you, everybody.
Say, what are you supposed to be dressed up for anyway?
Well, I'm the captain of the keyboard.
Well, meet the general of the junkyard.
Try to do it.
Do that to me once again.
They rose to stardom in the era of 45s and bell-bottoms.
I never wanted to love a man the way that I want to love you.
Their songs,
Love,
beloved by millions.
love will keep us together.
The Captain and Tennille brought home the Grammy for Love Will Keep Us Together. But after 39 years of marriage, Daryl Dragon and Toni Tennille are living apart.
I loved him, but he never loved me back.
A surprising revelation, perhaps, for fans who tuned in every week to watch the musical couple, never knowing the love Toni Tennille sang about was one-sided and only in their lyrics.
Well, the first song I ever wrote for him, The Way I Want to Touch You,
I never wanted to touch you.
I thought, boy, if I write this song, he'll understand how I feel about him. Which later was very interesting because he never listened to lyrics. He didn't care about the lyrics. I found that out later. I was pouring my heart out. Why it's taken me this long to get you in this spot so I could interview you. Come on now, sweetie, you promised you'd talk. I couldn't get it from him. He was incapable of it, I think. After all those years I was with him, he just couldn't do it.
And when she decided to share her story with fans, she knew she couldn't do it alone.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my niece, Caroline Reiners, all the way from Nashville.
And since collaboration worked so well in the past, why not reach into the past for another collaboration?
Have yourself a merry little Christmas.
In 1976, her niece Caroline was 6 years old. Today, she's an accomplished author and now biographer.
She and I have written this book together that I'm very proud of.
Toni Tennille, a memoir, details the years before and after her life as one half of Captain and Tennille, and of course the complicated nature of that relationship.
The most wonderful thing about our relationship to me was the music that we made together.
Do you feel as though you missed out?
No, because what we did create together was worth it. I missed out on love, and I'm too old for it now. That's the end of that.
And with no regrets, Toni Tennille has settled into the next chapter of her life in Central Florida, surrounded by family, friends, her two dogs, Bebop and Luna, and the kind of stories only a musical icon can boast.
This night is gonna last forever. It's gonna last all summer long.
Walking through the Hell's Angels.
As we sang Heartache tonight.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly? Well, you know, there was a bit of groping.
Looks like muskrat love.
As for Captain and Tennille, their songs have stood the test of time.
Do that to me one more time.
Just don't ask her to sing them.
Well, it's very good. I'm not sure. It's a little high.
It is?
No, it's okay. I'm not going to sing. I'm going to try.
Well,
Can't blame a guy for trying.
No, that's all I really wanted.
by the way, Toni Tennille is going to be signing copies of her new book this Saturday, 2 p.m. at the Barnes & Noble at the Colonial Marketplace there on Colonial Drive in the downtown area. I should say, she's in a very great place, and she and Daryl Dragon, the captain, they still talk. They're business partners. They talk at least once a week.
It is so touching, though, to hear the personal story behind the public persona, and there's just so much going on that you never know about until they talk.
You're a little young. I grew up watching her. She's exactly the way you would think that she would be in person. Welcoming, sweet, charming, all those things.
Very well done.
We both grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. How about that? All right then.
Well done.
We had that to talk about, and we'll be right back.